Hi, I'm Glen Rose, and on this tape we're going to take a look at Autumn Leaves, the first song in my workbook from the Jazzy Ukulele Workbook, and I'm going to show you how those basic patterns are put to use. You can watch my hands. If you just got the workbook or you have the workbook and have any questions about it, hopefully this will clear some things up. Let me show you what the workbook looks like. Here it is, jazzyukulele.com, so you know you have the right book. If you don't have it and you want to know what we're talking about, just go to the website and order it there. Here's how the chart starts off. Here's the first page. These two patterns, one marked in red, one marked in blue, they're explained in the workbook in full detail. But if you know these two patterns, the ones we're looking at, you can play the entire song. I'm just going to walk through these two patterns for you. They just shift back and forth through the course of the song. My ukulele has a low G string on it. I can't recommend strongly enough that if you're going to play the jazz chords, try to play the chord in this songbook or any jazz chords, get a low string on your G string. Replace it. You can buy them at the music store or online. It's just going to make the jazz chords sound much better. They're going to sound better to your ear. If you've got the high G, don't worry about it. Just play with it, but you might want to experiment with that low G. You can take it on and off and switch it back and forth, or if you have more than one uke, you might choose to have one with a low string and one with a high string when you want to play the Hawaiian music or other songs. Okay, let's get in for a close look here. I'm just going to walk through the progressions first before we even look at the song. The first progression is the most used progression in all of jazz. It's these two chords. This combination, these chord shapes. By shape, I mean just the shape the fingers are in. You can make the shape on a board. It's the shape the fingers are in. And this one is the most common combination in all of jazz for jazz standards. We can move it anywhere up. It's a two-chord combination, and it is the one that's most often used. Now, the next most often used is the three-chord combination, and that it ends with a chord. So it's all three chords. The first two are the same. So it's either this, 1, 2, two-chord combination, or 3. You can use that three-chord combination anywhere. Or two chords. It is just the most often heard sound, the most often used sound in all of jazz. So that's the first one. The next one we're going to use is the minor combination, and it's on the second line of the song, and it's used throughout the song. Both of these are used throughout the song. This combination looks like this. Just two chords like that. And this is called what I call a minor combination. It has another name in jazz, a technical name called 2-5 pattern. Both of these, one's a minor 2-5, one's a major 2-5. But we don't have to worry about that. Then we'd have to talk about theory. We don't want to talk about theory. We just want to play music and have fun. So this one, this chord here, you look at it, if you're just getting used to the series here, you're going to say, well, wait a minute, that's the same chord as the second one in the major progression. You just showed us this and this. And then you're starting the second one with that same position. So you say, at one time it says C minor 7, the next time it says A minor 7 flat 5. What the heck's that all about? Well, what it's about is what I refer to as synonymous chord shapes. It's just the shape of the hand, but it's the context that defines the difference, because the chords aren't the same. The context makes them much different. If you just played it out of the blue, you would know what it was. If you just played that, well, I could name it as 2 or 3 different chords, actually. But when you put it in context, combine, attached to another chord, then you go, aha, I know what that chord is because of the context. So that gets into a little bit of theory. Don't worry about that. I'm just going to show you the shapes, and the way this the whole program goes here in my workbooks is you can work with the shapes and get your ear used to what they sound like. And you don't have to worry about the theory. Just we want to have fun playing the songs, fun playing jazz standards. So the second combination, back to that. Here we go, this and this. That's our minor jazz progression. And we can finish it off with a third chord. So is a 2-chord combo or a 3-chord combo? Okay, now we're loaded and ready to go for the whole song, except for the fourth chord on the first line. That's a chord that doesn't belong to a jazz combination, to a jazz pattern. It's an E flat major 7, and so we're going to call them, for the sake of simplicity, a standalone chord if it doesn't belong to a pattern. I've got all the patterns highlighted in colors. They're marked very vividly in major pattern or minor pattern. But if it's not marked with a colored line over it or under it, then you know that we're going to just call it a standalone chord. Find a way to play it, and how do you find a way? Look in the diagrams that are in the back of the book. All the chords that are on these songs are in the diagrams in the back of the book. You might have to search to find where it is in the midst of the patterns, but you'll find it. So there isn't any chord here that you can't find on those diagrams in the back. And that E flat major 7 is played on the 3rd fret with a straight line down and this finger up here. So here we go. From the beginning, it goes like this. The falling leaves drift past my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. Let me go over that a little bit more slowly. So the first pattern is this 2-chord pattern. Actually, it's a 3-chord pattern. We got all 3 of them now. And then we went to the E flat major 7. So, the falling leaves drift past my window. Then to the next pattern. The falling leaves, A minor 7 flat 5 to D 7 flat 9, of red and gold, G minor 7. Now as we continue on the song, the 3rd line just repeats that minor pattern again. Since you went away, the days grow long. So we think of these as a group. We're not thinking individual chords, it's a group. Since you went away, the days grow long. Those 3 chords are often found together. Now we go back to the other pattern, which is back up to the first one we used. Soon I'll hear a winter song. It's a 3-chord pattern. 1, 2, 3. Then we go back to the minor one again. But I miss you most of all, my darling. And then we play it again. When autumn leaves start to fall. So the trick here is into playing jazz standards, and it's what I go over in the book here, and go to great lengths to point it out. We don't think of chords individually. When you pick up a piece of jazz music, a jazz standard, if you don't know that the chords are in combinations, you go, oh my God, that's a lot of chords. How am I going to play all this? There must be 40 chords in there. But if you break them into combinations, then you can see that maybe there's really only 3 or 4 different shapes being used, 3 or 4 different combinations being used, and the jazz shapes are all the same, but you might use them in different parts of the neck, and the combinations are always used in different parts of the neck. So I've got them all outlined in these colors so you can see how it goes. As you progress and evolve, you can do it you'll spot them. You go, oh, that's where they used to be in color, and now I see where it is. That's that pattern. And it makes life a lot easier. So we don't think of the chords individually, but always in patterns. Let me play it down one more time for you. The autumn leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. And I'm just strumming down. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Now going into the bridge. Since you went away, the days grow long. Back to the major. Soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves start to fall. There it is, Autumn Leaves, one of the most played songs in jazz. Jazz musicians love this song because they can have a lot of fun jamming over it. We're just going to try to learn the chords first and have fun doing that. Okay, so go to my website, jazzyukulele.com. You'll find downloads there of a lot of songs, and they're free downloads, and I try to put explanations there that help you play them. The idea is we're always using the jazz formulas and trying to spot those formulas on all of the charts. Okay, have fun.